Hey, and welcome to Your Move, where we help you make better decisions and live with fewer regrets. I'm Andy Stanley, and I'll be your guide. And for the next few minutes, I want to talk to you about your love life, past, present, and future. If you're single or single again, if you're a serial dater, if you equate a date with sex, or if you're kind of fed up with everybody else equating a date with sex, if you're between relationships, or maybe if your relationships generally all end the same way, I hope you will give me the next few minutes. I hope you'll give me your undivided attention for the next few minutes, because even though we've never met, I would love to play some small part in helping you find your person. True love, go the distance love. And you may not even be aiming for that right now, but one day you will. And it's certainly something worth aiming for. And who knows, maybe something I say will be helpful when that day rolls around. Now, the reason I chose this topic is because honestly, there's virtually nothing in our culture designed to help you succeed romantically, right? I mean, meet up, hook up, break up, make up, all the ups, then all the after ups. There's plenty of that out there. But there is not a lot of go the distance tips and advice, right? There's not a lot of help when it comes to finding your person, someone who's relationally, romantically, even sexually interesting and satisfying. And you may not be at a point where you're even interested in that, or you may have decided that's not even possible for you. Either way, I hope you'll listen. Now, while there's a lot that could be said on this topic, I want to focus on one single assumption about intimacy and sex and go the distance relationships. An assumption that fuels so much relational discontentment, dissatisfaction, and ultimately relational disappointment. It's an assumption that it's rarely discussed or debated or even evaluated. It's just assumed to be true, which is unfortunate because, it's not true. Now, here's something about assumptions. Assumptions are powerful. An assumption is a mental filter we unconsciously use to evaluate information, our emotions, and our experiences. And assumptions lurk in the background of our thinking. Most of the time, we don't even know they're there. Consequently, we rarely bring them out into the open and examine them closely. And some unexamined assumptions are dangerous. They're dangerous because they have the potential to misinform our decisions. So, for the next few minutes, I want to invite you to examine a dangerous assumption that may be contributing to your relational dissatisfaction. So here it is. Perhaps the most common assumption regarding relationships. Once I meet the right person, everything will be all right. Once I meet the right person, everything will be all right. Your problem is you just haven't met the right person yet, right? No, that's not your problem. Sometimes I refer to this as the right person myth because it's a myth. It's a false assumption. Finding the right person won't ensure that everything will be all right. Your relational challenges don't stem from the fact that you haven't met the right person yet. And you may push back on that, especially considering we've never met and I don't know your story. But just hear me out. I want to suggest an alternative to the right person assumption. Namely, here it is, becoming the right person is more important than finding the right person. Becoming the right person is how you attract the right person. In fact, becoming the right person will make you attractive to the right person. Which leads me to ask this question. Are you the person you're looking for is looking for? Are you the person that the person you're looking for is actually looking for? Now, I know who you're looking for. You're looking for someone who's done the hard work to become the kind of person you're looking for, right? Someone who's honest, responsible, reliable, self-controlled, emotionally and physically healthy. They've dealt with their baggage. They've addressed their daddy wounds. They've stayed out of unnecessary debt, and they've stayed out of everybody else's bed, right? Close to right. So, is that you, or is that just who you're looking for? Have you done the work? Are you doing the work to become the person you're looking for is actually looking for? Or are you just looking? Quick story. While conducting a focus group years ago on this topic, a young lady in the group shared a story from her life that left everyone in the group speechless. Here's her story. Denise grew up in a religious home. And when she graduated from college, she moved to Atlanta and immersed herself in the big city dating hookup culture. And at one point, she admitted to the group, she said, it's not that I quit believing what I used to believe, It's that I just kind of took all those values and all those convictions and I just put them on the back burner for a season of my life. So for Denise, dating just became entertainment. Guys came, guys went. There was some guilt, but she found ways to cope with the guilt. And as she admitted, she wasn't doing anything that everybody else around her wasn't doing. Then one night, she met the right person. It happened at a friend's apartment complex during a party. An hour or so into the evening, she said a guy walked in with some friends, and she knew immediately that he was somebody she needed to meet. And before the night was over, she managed to get herself introduced to Mitchell and his group of friends. And in her words, he was the total package. Looks, personality, career, everything. And then a few minutes into the conversation, she said it became apparent that Mitchell was a Christian. And she said even in a social setting, it was evident that he was like a real Christian, that his values were front and center even in that environment. And she said that she found this strangely appealing, and it surfaced things in her that she had put in a box for later. She said she left the party determined to cross paths with Mitchell again. The following weekend, she drove home to visit her mom. And at one point during her visit, they were talking while folding clothes. And Denise found herself telling her mom all about this amazing guy she met. She went on and on about his looks, his job, his career. And then she said, before I realized it, I began talking to my mom about his faith. She said, Mom, he's like a real Christian. He's the kind of guy I've been looking for. And then Denise said her mom immediately stopped what she was doing, looked up at Denise and said, and I quote, "Sweetheart, the problem is a guy like that is not looking for a girl like you." Denise said that she literally fell to the floor in a puddle of tears and cried and cried and cried. This was a defining moment for her. She was overwhelmed with who she had allowed herself to become. Then and there, she decided to become the person she was looking for. She decided to change everything that wasn't aligned with who she wanted to be. By her own admission, that meant there was a lot of changes that need to be made. And no, she and Mitchell did not eventually marry and live happily ever after. But as part of the changes Denise made, she said yes to a challenge that I have issued to literally thousands of individuals who were ready to do the hard work, to redirect their energy to becoming the person they were looking for. So if you're ready, or when you're ready, I want to suggest a big first step towards a different kind of story, a different future, a better future. You ready? Here's what I would ask you to do. Mark your calendar 1 year from today and take a break from all romantic and sexual pursuits for 1 year. Take a 12-month break and focus on becoming rather than finding, becoming the person that the person you're looking for is looking for. Now, you're not going to regret this. You will be a different person on the other side of those 12 months. And I cannot begin to count the number of individuals who've walked up to me in restaurants, hotels, retail outlets and said, Andy, thank you for issuing that challenge. And then gone on to tell me about or introduce me to their husband, their wife, or their fiance, who according to them, they would have never met had it not been for their decision to embrace this challenge. To be clear, I'm asking you to press pause on all things romantic or sexual for 1 year. No dates, no hooking up, no overnights, nothing. And why 1 year? Well, because I don't think I can convince you to do it 2 years, right? Now, here's the question everybody asks. Okay, so what am I going to get out of this? What's the payoff? What do I gain from it? You'll gain a lot. To begin with, you're going to gain clarity. You will be able to see then what you can't see right now. You'll see yourself differently. You'll see other people differently. You'll view relationships differently. You will have exercised your most important relationship muscle, which is self-control. You'll gain perspective. The 1 year off is an opportunity for you to focus your attention on becoming. You're not giving anything up. You're actually investing. You're investing in yourself. In fact, you're investing in a future relationship. Every time you say no over the next 12 months, you're saying yes. Yes to a preferred future. Yes to a story that you will be proud to tell. And here's the thing. I hope you fall in love. I hope you fall in love and stay in love for the rest of your life. I hope you get the opportunity to commit yourself to someone prepared to commit to you in return. You have no control over when or if you'll meet the right person. What you can control is what you do in the meantime. So become the person that the person you're looking for is actually looking for. Prepare to commit. And who knows, there may be someone out there preparing to commit to you as well. And now, it's your move. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure you check out the links on your screen for what to watch next, and check out the description below, where we are gonna provide you with free resources designed to help you make better decisions and live with fewer regrets. And again, thanks for watching.